Alrighty, guys, welcome to New School Wholesaling episode 2. If you don't know what New School Wholesaling is, I have compiled the top wholesalers under the age of 30 that have all made over $1 million in assignment fees. And today we are talking about how to win in wholesaling. So we got Max, Joe, Roy, Jacob, Alex, Dana. Super excited for this today. And I know you guys have been asking, when's the next New School? And we're here. So what I want to do is kind of talk to them because they all run massive communities of successful wholesalers, and they're also very successful too. So kind of want to see exactly what separates the winners and the losers, the best mindset for success, and how you can become a successful wholesaler. So without further ado, let's start from the back to the forward. Start with Vena and then go to Alex and then Jacob, Roy, Joe, and Max. So how do you separate the winners and losers in your community?
Wow, how do you separate the winners and losers? You know, the number one thing I've been telling my team recently, I have a local team and then I coach nationwide, but the victory is in the action. So literally, I tell my people all the time, what happens is they just fall off. We have a weekly call. I just want you to come be part of the conversation, come train, come be in the energy, and that's all you need to do. And I can help you make $100,000 in 90 days. So it's really just about taking the action. People get so caught up in like comparing themselves to other people and getting in their heads, can I really do this, blah, blah, blah. If you just spend all the time you spend doing that and saying these things to yourself, you spend all that time actually just doing the work, you can become very successful within 90 days. That's what I'll say for now.
Perfect. Alex.
I mean, as far as mindset, positioning, winners, losers, I'll never be the type to say there's like a special secret to any of it. It's pretty simple, right? Luckily, with the business we're in, there's not really a risk. So essentially, we are able to go all in and not have to worry about anything bad happening, other than spending more time. So that's the one. I mean, the separation in every aspect is, actually persistent. Because obviously, when you're not successful, well with something, it's tough to keep the motivation going. And that is why discipline matters. Motivation doesn't. Motivation helps.
Your mic's kind of messed up, Alex. So
yeah, Can you hear me better now?
Way better.
When you leave,
I was getting smarter contact calls. So I was saying. Motivation, mindset, all that stuff, in my opinion, is not that big of a deal. I think it is overcomplicated. Just work. I mean, life is so simple. Just work. No like morning routine or any of that stuff you do is going to help you reach, the initial level. I think once you get to a certain level, sure, it's great. Have a specific ritual or routine that you do, stuff that keeps you, focused and prioritizing the right things. But other than that, when you're just starting out, you have nothing to lose. So you work and you keep working and you keep working until it works. It's like I have students, right, that have came in, done 4 or 5 deals week number 1. I have other students that have been in the program for 4 to 5 months and haven't done 1 deal. Difference is pretty simple, right? The ones that are doing well show up and they ask questions and they just put in the work. It's all about just putting in the work, as cliche as it is. That's all you have to do. Put in the work.
Yeah. So my 2 cents on this is that 100%, it's, all you have to do is put in the work. It's pretty simple. Once you find something that you want to chase after, that is a proven business model where you see other people making money from it. Once you identify that, then all that's left is putting in the work. The thing is, if you want greatness, then you have to be opposite of what everybody else is doing. The crowd does not get to the places you want to go, right? And so you have to be willing to do everything that everybody is not willing to do. That's the dedication that it takes to actually be successful. And in anything, it doesn't matter whether it's wholesaling or something else, to actually get massive success, like the stuff movies are made out of, right? Those type of dreams. It's going to take everything you have to give and more, like for real. Now, it is simple to do. All it takes is showing up and putting in the work every single day and figuring it out. but most people aren't willing to give it everything they have. And most people, they fold, they give up, and they just fall to life, fall to their circumstances, and decide to just be cool with following the crowd. And when you do that, you end up in the same places. You don't get an extraordinary life. You get stuck in the rat race, and you live a meaningless life of something that you didn't want to do. You never chased your purpose. And then when you're on your deathbed, you have to think back about how you never tried to take a step. So real shit, it just is about making that decision that you're going to do something no matter what, and never waver on that, and show up for that decision every day like you owe it to yourself to do it.
And you know the best part? No one is willing to do it. So there's really not much competition in life. You got to think about percentiles.
Nobody's willing to do it. And when you make it, everybody's sitting on the sidelines hating, like, oh, that's cringe. Oh my God, he's doing all this. But they're a spectator on the sidelines. You don't want to be the spectator. You want to be in the game. You want to be in the movie. You want to be one of the main characters. Life's like a video game. Become the main character. But it takes everything you have to give to level up all the way. So but most people aren't willing to do it. So there's a straight shot to winning if you're willing to do it. Just got to take it.
Yep.
I
Roy,
agree.
you're on mute, brother.
No, to piggyback off that, there's literally no competition. Like, whenever you think there's saturation, there is not. The people who are getting started don't last long enough to stay consistent. They just completely fall off. So you already beat them. And the people who already do make it and are making a bunch of money in wholesale real estate, they get complacent, they get comfortable, and then they fall off. You just continue to stay consistent. You can beat both of them. My advice, just because I've talked to almost 100 new beginner wholesalers, I've seen tons of them be successful, ton of them fall off. The number one thing I want you guys to realize is your current self right now isn't capable of getting the result that you desire. Because if it was, you would already have it. So what you're trying to do right now is you're trying to create this whole new version of yourself, a higher version of yourself, to actually start getting the things that you want, like the Rolex or the car, or just $10,000 a month. You need to realize whenever you do make that leap into changing your reality, it's going to come with a set of challenges. And the thing that separates the people who make it and don't make it is the people who do make it. My clients who have closed went from not knowing anything in wholesale real estate to closing multiple deals, is they were thankful for the challenges, and they saw the challenges and they went all in and said, I'm going to embrace this challenge. I'm going to overcome it. I'm going to get knocked back down, and I'm aware of it, and I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to keep fighting. Versus the people who didn't make it had the expectation that this was going to be easy, that wholesale real estate is this get rich quick. So they get into the industry and the reality hits them, and it's not that easy. They get kicked down and they're weak. They're not strong enough to get back up. So the number one thing that I would say is understand that you are trying to change your reality, and that's not easy. Depending on how old you are, that's years of wiring and programming of who you are today. So you're trying to change that. And in order to change that, you have to continue to go through challenge after challenge after challenge. And eventually, after you pass those challenges, you will get everything that you want. So this industry is no different than any other industry. E-com, Airbnb, flipping, they all make millionaire. It's just you being able to stay consistent enough to go through those challenges and make it happen.
Love it. Joe.
Yeah. So I completely agree with what Roy said, and I think it comes down to what I've learned over what he said was years of wiring, right? What a great analogy. The biggest lesson I've learned in 7 years of being in this industry is income producing activities. Income producing activities. If you're not doing activities that produce income, you're wasting your time, or if you're smart enough, your employees' time. At the end of the day, this is an engine that runs for you. Your goal is to build a business that runs without your time. How are you going to do that? You're going to focus on the key metrics that produce income producing activities. In other words, offers made on a daily basis. I don't care if it's you making those offers. I don't care if it's you generating those leads, but how many leads does it take and how many offers does it take to those leads to generate a contract? If you don't know those numbers, you need to start organizing and learning those numbers. That comes from having proper systems in place. So I hustled for my first 2-3 years doing a lot of these things myself and really focused on those metrics and learning what those were. And then being able to delegate those once I understood them well enough to remove my time from the equation and make sure these tasks are being performed properly. Are the income producing activities being performed properly based off your prior knowledge? So everybody here watching this probably doesn't have years of experience. So you're going to start by learning which activities produce the most income, learning those skill sets, and then keeping in mind in the future, you're going to delegate those things so that you can build a well-oiled machine like a Lamborghini engine that runs without you. You just put the gas in and you're fucking flying. Excuse my French. But that's what I've learned mindset-wise about this industry.
I love all the points that everyone's dropping, just putting in the work, but it's just a little bit more than that. Roy was saying like, hey, maybe you need some mentorship. Everyone was dropping some really good points. But guys, one thing I really want to say is wholesaling, it's not a job. It's a business. And if you treat it like a 9-to-5, why would you not expect 9-to-5 results? A lot of you guys are trying to escape having a boss, but your problem is you need to want to become the boss. Guys, it's entrepreneurship at the end of the day. And you can't get entrepreneurial results with like an employee mindset. It just doesn't work. So I have a really simple framework that I use. It's called the R equals R plus R. Easy enough, right? 3 R's. So results for me, and this was what worked for me over the past few years. I went through all the struggles just like all of you. Results is equal to restraint plus reinvesting. Now I know those things may clash, but let me explain. So restraint. Some of you in the chat I've been talking to, you guys are struggling, and something that Zach and I agree on is just locking in for 90 days. And I like to do the 1-1-1-1. So I want you guys to choose one market. I want you guys to choose one marketing strategy. I want you guys to choose one property type. I want you guys to choose one deal type, like cash, creative. Just lock in on one, because restraint is everything. If you say yes to everything, you're going to have nothing. You guys are going to learn to say no.
I'd like to double down on what Max just said, because that's called shiny object syndrome. And I think it's one of the largest things that entrepreneurs, especially young entrepreneurs watching this channel, have, is they're attracted to drop shipping, crypto, stocks, real estate. And they have so many rabbits that they're chasing that they can't catch one. So it's like, we got to get them out of that mindset and focus on one thing, become a master of that. Right. Yeah. And luckily we're in the industry that 90% of millionaires are created. 90. So we all have an advantage. Anybody here watching this, if you're focused on wholesaling, you have an advantage as well. Max, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to throw down on extra on what you were saying there.
Dude, you're 100% right. Because when I was struggling at wholesaling, it was because I was chasing big multi-family $1 million shiny objects, too many things. So when I became a millionaire wholesaler, guys, it's because I chose Dallas, one market. Then I chose one marketing strategy. For me, that was JVs. Okay. Then I chose one property type, houses. And then I chose one type of deal, cash. I just locked in on those and I did it for 90 days. And then before I knew it, I did over 100 deals. Now I can expand because I have the network, and it's the last R. After, remember guys, it's restraint is equal to results is equal to restraint plus reinvesting. Now, after those 90 days, I had capital to reinvest. And you need to believe in yourself, because this is a whole other problem that I had as an entrepreneur. Is maybe it was just because I grew up, I don't know if I grew up poor, but I was broke poor at some times in my life. And it's always been tough for me to spend money and really reinvest in myself. And I finally, as an entrepreneur, had to break free of that. I had to finally start reinvesting in myself, maybe in a mentorship. Like a lot of us have. Maybe I had to hire employees. I have, right, like many of you, I have 15 employees. I have tens of thousands of dollars in overhead. So then after you get your first deal, guys, then you can reinvest And then that's when you get to the 7 figures. So I'll pass it on to Zach.
Yeah. And real quick, Zach, before you go, can I share my screen and show them something real quick?
Yeah. I think you're
hold on.
right. Yeah.
Am I able to share my screen?
Yeah. Share your screen.
Okay.
You should get
Focus is the most important
guys
thing
see it?
for my success.
I just shared it. All right. So this is something that I teach my clients, and I think it's so good. Kind of doubling down on what Max said.
I really like
the amount of reps that you guys are putting in. Like, go by the 10,000 hour rule. Like, if you do this 1 hour a day for 3 months straight, you'll be not bad. Like, you'll be okay, right? But if you do this for 4 hours a day for 25 days straight, you're still not bad. Once you hit that 10,000 hour, that's when you become the best. So all of us in here, the reason we've closed so many deals or have made the amount we've made in assignment fees is because we're in this 5,000 to 10,000 hour range. And I would argue that everybody here is above 10,000 hours. Everybody has spent more or has made more than 10,000 calls to sellers and have made thousands of offers. So like, whenever you guys are judging yourself like, man, am I doing enough? It just takes time. Keep showing up every single day, and eventually you'll hit that 10,000 hour mark where you are one of the best. I just want to share that real quick.
See, and I literally just keep it as simple as every waking hour, if you have a goal, should be going towards that. And then in between, take an hour break, go to the gym, eat, go on a walk. But when I was starting out, and I've tried like a ton of different stuff before I got into wholesale, bro, whatever I was doing every hour of the day was dedicated to it. It's that simple. You don't have to log hours, again, do anything special. If you just dedicate your time to the task and you have somewhat of direction, that's why it's nice having people like us posting content, showing you all. It's really not hard to do. But if you put every hour of the day into it, it'll happen. The issue is people don't do that. It's people don't do that. They have a tough week, a tough 2 weeks, and they think that's their reality for the rest of their life instead of getting through the learning curve. Everything is getting through the learning curve. Going to the gym, playing a sport. Imagine how good you become at a sport, once you get through the learning curve. It's all the same thing. Just work.
100%. I want to touch on that real quick. When I got started, the first 3 years of me as an entrepreneur, I worked from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day for 3 years straight. And it was terrible, right? But I loved it because I was invested in the business and I was so excited to get rich and make it happen. But it was a grind and it was tough, but then it paid off. Now my business is pretty much run without me and I go and do whatever I want and the money keeps coming in. So you got to just put in the work that's required to set yourself apart from everybody else. And when you do that, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, returns it to you tenfold. It's like a piggy bank. All your efforts that you put in, they come back to you tenfold. And then the focus thing is key. A massive key to my success is focus. I think that's huge, Max, that you pointed that out, because entrepreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs have a lot of ideas about a lot of different businesses and stuff. Yes. But then they also get into this business and have 5 different marketing channels running, and then that's terrible. But then one of the main things I see people screw up on is they get their first deal from one marketing channel, and then they're like, you know what? Cold calling worked, but I'm not going to do that anymore. This next deal, I'm going to text blast instead. And it's like, bro, focus on what worked and rinse and repeat and do it again. So just focus is key as an entrepreneur. So love that point.
Yeah, we're going to ignore Roy being Dr. Evil with the cat, just stroking the cat. Just
bro, how old is your cat?
He's 2 years.
That cat
I have the same one, but she's only 1 year old.
Bro, he is a man. He just destroyed my couch in my bedroom, but it's a little
I have the same cat. Mine's a little darker though, but
that's fire, bro.
Bro, do they stop? I feel like it messes everything up.
I just got a black cat. You guys got rich people cats.
You know what's so crazy? Toby, everybody that's watching this, Toby was actually, he's $3,000. I had bought him whenever I closed my first 100K deal. So this was my reward. That's what he recommended.
That's pretty cool.
A cat.
Max, tell everyone about soup. How much you paid for soup?
Oh yeah, how much I pay for soup? I don't know. I've never spent any money on an animal.
Tell us.
Me, man.
Cool story. I love soup. Max treats his dog like a $5,000 show, like Pomeranian.
I don't know if you guys know. So
Steakhouse?
Soup's been to Nobu. Soup's been to all the nicest steakhouses. Soup's traveled the country. I mean, Soup comes everywhere with me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But basically, what I want to say is, you know, you guys all made points, and obviously, like I could pretty much say the same thing. What I've always found was that when I call someone a loser, people get so like visceral with me. Oh my God, how dare you? I call a loser somebody who quits. And if you didn't become a winner, then you didn't get a deal. So I define 3 things. You're a winner, a loser, or a winner in training. So if you're watching this, you haven't gotten a deal, but you haven't quit, you're a winner in training. You're not a loser, not a winner. You're in like purgatory right now. But you only lose when you quit. I know people have been wholesaling for 11 months, then they finally get their deal. I think we all kind of have people we know like that. And we have people the first, 7 days to get a deal, right? But you only lose when you quit, and you're getting closer to those hours like Roy was showing. I thought it was really, really, really cool there. Let me ask a question for someone in here. Who here, like, I know Jacob probably does, Joe and Roy. I don't know if Dana, like, do you guys like teach mostly calling and texting for your students? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me ask this. At what point, what's the number, not hours, what's the number, roughly, if contact rate's okay, how many calls does somebody have to make on a high equity list where it's literally impossible? Like, you just make a bet. If they made this many calls and they're okay at closing, I can guarantee a deal. What's the number?
It's about 3,000 for us.
3,000. Okay.
Real conversations, not dials.
Oh, 3,000 conversations.
Yeah, that's. I'd say a list of 10,000 records. So, and that's probably. I mean, maybe that's flipping it twice. So 20,000 dials, and you're guaranteed to get a deal on a high equity list.
Yeah. I'm at that 3,000. 3,000 contacts, you should have a deal.
Okay. And then I flipped that on like would that be 30,000 dials at 10%? It really depends, I guess, on the contact rate, right? So, but this is the thing I want to tell you.
But honestly, what I would say is it depends on market. Like I've seen people in micro markets that do it on like their I was gonna say 300th call, 500th call.
Yeah, I think so. At the end of the day, for us, we don't track it like that, but that's mainly because we use good English callers, so they just file the phone numbers, they generate the leads for us. But it takes us about 20 leads generated from them to convert that to a deal, and that average deal is 25,000. So that's how we do our metrics. We don't track per phone number how many of those it takes, but maybe we should. We just don't have an expense per phone number, so it's hard to do that. But at the end of the day, what we're talking about is metrics, X amount of leads to contracts. What's that expense? How much is your cost per contract, and are you making money? So I think that's important to focus on. I guess I'm curious, Zach. So texting or cold calling for you is better?
It's going to be both. I'm always saying on my end, right? If you can have a system, which some systems have it, where you call them, they don't answer, you text them instantly. You text the people that don't answer the call, because some people are just like, oh, I don't know who that is. You at least text them. I think 90% of people, even if you are a dirty Android guy like Max, they still read the text.
Every time I text them, I see the green club. I didn't think anybody else noticed it.
I'm sorry. If you just have to bully him to get a.
I have an iPhone. I'm just not going to give it to you guys. You guys treat me like this, man. I thought it
was with the pirate brand. I thought it went with the pirate brand because it was like old vintage.
It's off brand. I really hate this podcast. I really do.
But to give everybody something,
$5,000 of free software stuff. So we bought some time. But one thing I do want to add with mindset with everything. I think energy comes with mindset. I'm not going to get all foo-foo with it, but I think I've seen every single one of us in here all work out like crazy. And I think that's one thing I'll tell you with my energy, that when I feel good about myself, I'm like I feel like energy, like I can close sellers better. I'm just excited about the day. I'm not depressed. And if I have to go like a week or whatever without working out, like I'm like sluggish, sad. And I everyone thinks it's all foo-foo stuff. But like, I legit see my life a lot better working out than anything else.
I do want to say this.
Underrated.
I do want to say though, I worked out like all high school, or like before I was 16. I had worked out for like 3-4 years or
I
whatever.
couldn't tell.
And then I started my wholesaling business. I was skinny, but I was in the gym and every day. But dude, I started my wholesaling business. I barely worked out for like 2 years because all I could do was focus on my business. But I will say, once you become successful, to get to the next level, building yourself in the gym and really dialing your health in, that's how you get to the next level for sure. But I would say you could throw the gym away if you're going to work 14-hour days on the business. I would say.
Look at Jacob Blank, 17 years old, and look at what Jacob Blank looks like now. Okay.
Yeah. See, I was cooked.
This is way higher now.
I was cooked. I was cooked for sure, but I was focused, bro. Focused.
Yeah.
You just work out though like crazy now, and you're making enough money. That's why I want to add.
I think working out though is the same thing that just helps with your callousing and your discipline. Like I have to, for the last like 6-7 years, I haven't been able to take a week off from the gym. It's just not. I don't know.
I'm with you.
I'm big on the woo woo stuff, me personally, and I did the thing where I didn't go to the gym for a long time because I was working a lot, but I just ended up like really unhappy and kind of fat. So what I think the gym is though, like the gym is an example of having something that you are committed to that's just for you, and doing that one thing for yourself every day is keeping that promise to yourself, which is building the trust with yourself. Like I think self-image is so important to success. So when you have that integrity with yourself and you say, I'm doing this just because I said I'd do it, just like, you know, when we were all new and we were all cold calling or whatever we were doing, we didn't do it because we wanted to talk to strangers. We did it because we said we would, and that's it. So, you know, you never need motivation. Like we don't need affirmations. We don't need any of the woo-woo crap. Truly, all we need is to commit because we said we did. Like that's.
And if you don't respect yourself, no one else will respect you. At the end of the day,
especially not your sellers.
You have a relationship with yourself. Okay, I'm going to go to the gym today, and you lie to yourself. Okay, you respect yourself a little less. And the less and less you respect yourself, because the less promises you keep to yourself.
Yes.
It's a slippery slope because now you don't have the respect of others when you can't even respect yourself.
And when you do that and then you don't keep the promise to yourself, you tell yourself, oh, I'm a piece of shit. I don't deserve the success anyway. So I'm not even going to work on my business today.
No, like literally though, imagine if every time you said you're going to do something, you just did it. That's how simple life is. Like imagine if every time you said you would knock something out, it gets knocked out. Yeah. So simple. You'll just be like, okay, cool. Like I can do anything. Like I trust myself to get it done, because there's people, right? Everyone knows like I mess up too. You know, no one is fully a perfectionist when it comes to knocking out certain tasks. It's like, if I don't knock something out that I know I needed to knock out, my workflow is messed up because I know I'm just not doing my best. How are you going to perform your best if you know you're not doing your best? So it's like, if you need to wake up at this time, do this, this, and this. Imagine if you just did those little things. How much better your mental clarity, your aura, everything would just feel. Confidence, bro. It's just so simple. Confidence is what, you know, they always say this, keeping your promises to yourself. How could you be confident if you say, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do today. And you sit on your ass and you don't do it. Like what? No, you can't. Yeah. It's not possible. It's not possible to have a good mindset if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You won't feel good.
If you guys are going to the gym, what it does for you is whenever you hit that gym or that workout, it produces serotonin. Whenever you raise your heart rate, that serotonin gives you that natural energy, that kind of like that. It's like a happiness chemical for you to show up to the phones smiling with a positive energy to talk to these sellers. And that's exactly what they want to talk, who they want to talk to. So before all my calls, what I would do is I would go hit a run, or like if you see like the really rich people, they have like trampolines in their offices. They'll jump on the trampoline to raise their heart rate, or just hit a simple workout right before you get on the phones. And you'll just have that natural energy and just that enthusiasm to really start closing and talking to these sellers.
And to tie this back into wholesaling, because this is a really, really solid point, is when you are actually enjoying the process of the work, people can sense that on you. If you're not having a genuine joy in speaking to that seller, they're going to sense that you don't want to be there, and then they're not going to want to be there, right?
Yeah.
Versus if you can actually feel the challenge and the fun of the game while speaking to that seller, it's contagious.
Are you guys nice to sellers?
Are we
Yeah,
nice?
100%.
Brother, my whole job is to help them, of course.
I've never asked a seller how their day has been before.
Oh yeah, you
Help their day. I want to help their day. I can't get there by asking about their day. I want to ask them what their problem is. Why do they have this house that they're drowning in debt on?
Houses is different. We don't build. I don't build rapport. I'm mean to people in a good way. I'm mean to people on the phone.
I'm extremely direct and like tell them what to do and make them follow my process.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, no, it's worth $30K. I don't care.
They'll just start rambling about other stuff, and you got to keep them on the straight line. So, but energy is extremely important because like you got to come to life versus life coming to you. That's how bad shit happens to you, and you got to become a money magnet. And when you're vibrating good energy and you're taking over the world and you're achieving your dreams, and that's all that's crossing your mind, and you're in the gym and you're raising your vibration or whatever you want to call it, like literally life starts to come to you. Wins start happening left and right, and it starts to snowball. So getting in those phases of your life where you're really tapped in and feeling like that, people are attracted to you. You're moving in a phenomenal direction. Deals that you never thought would come together just happen out of nowhere. So trying to find that level is key.
And I want to add on that. Balance is going to be everything. So you want health, wealth, and you want mental health. Hold on. Let me repeat that. You want to be good mentally, financially, spiritually, and socially. That's what I usually optimize for in health, right? This book right here will teach you exactly how to find that balance. So health, mental, spiritual, and financial. Those are the four. My bad. Read this book right here if you guys want more education on how to connect your health, spiritual, and how it helps you actually grow as an entrepreneur.
I like
seven habits of highly effective people for anybody that's listening.
Dude, I love it, man. Max works out at like 11:30 every night.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does that.
He always puts it in though. Hey, I'll tell you that. He works all day and then just like goes to the gym at like night.
I will go at 1 in the morning. I will just not end the night if I'm not at the gym. It's just
I'm in bed.
Made it a routine. I'm going to stick to my routines because it's really similar to like what Alex and everyone was saying. Like if I can make the routine of going to the gym, which is like a few minutes away and it's super easy, I'm not going to make the routine of doing everything else I need to do. And
go in the morning.
Honestly, I used to, but now work is a priority, unfortunately, for me. So it used to be, but I will say that I get some of my best thoughts at the gym. So all of my most creative ideas actually come when I'm at the gym and I'm alone there at like midnight or just thinking and just me and the weights. So if you guys are ever stuck, just go to the gym. I'm telling you, just working out, going on a run, you'll get a lot of good ideas.
I'm in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, no matter what. But from 16 to 18, the only priority I had was getting rich as possible, as fast as possible. I cared about nothing else. It was the only thing I was going to do. It was the only thing I was going to spend every waking hour on was getting rich for 2 years. Literally did nothing else. So
that's great, man.
Didn't see my friends. Like, there's a lot of sacrifices that have to happen to really get to where you want to be. Sometimes you got to sacrifice the stuff you like to do, the friends, the hanging out, the gym, your health. Like, it happens, but that's part of it, man. And I'm sure all of you agree you've had to sacrifice a lot of things, a lot of relationships. You know, the list goes on to get to where you've been, because you can't have the life you want without giving up your old life. You can't become who you want to be without giving up your old self. And sometimes there's a transformative stage of that where you are only focused. You literally only do the one thing that's going to get you to the place where you have way more options to grow and build your life. So,
yeah, hustle culture is a little crazy, though. I'm not going to tell you if this is different advice for different people. If you're a guy and you're married to your wife and you have 2 kids, don't do that. He's talking about when you're 17, 18. It's a lot different. One thing I'll tell you about mental health is one thing I learned was when I got out of college, all my other buddies went Goldman Sachs, crazy hedge fund, work 18 hours a day. All the top hedge fund guys gave this one advice, and I use it to this day for me in wholesaling because I used to work 15, 16 hours a day. He said you spend 1 hour doing something that's not what is work. So, for example, for me, I'll spend 1 hour working out, and then I'll dedicate 1 hour, usually right before I go to bed, watching like a TV show or just doing something. And so what I always did was on Sundays, I watched the Dolphins, and I'd watch like 30 minutes of like a TV show or something, right? That's how I was able to get through One Piece, the whole thing, 30 minutes a day. But I will tell you this, you don't feel here's the thing, you do that for 30 minutes, then you don't feel guilty at all, then you don't slack off. It's like, hey, I have my 30 minutes to watch my TV. I cannot slack off anymore. And that makes me like 2 hours off, 14 hours on. But that's kind of what I've done just to keep going. I mean, I don't have an off switch. So I have to.
Yeah, I don't know what it is for me. When I do stuff like that, it like throws me off. Like I feel like when I get dopamine from like anything other than like making money, I just get thrown off. Like I started playing like video games and stuff, because I had like, I was like, damn, I need a break. But then when you start doing that stuff, that's like where your excitement and your dopamine comes from. And it's not good. Like you have to, if you want to have fun, go to the gym, go on a walk or go to dinner. I can't watch TV, man.
I love the video game analogy because, dude, I always wondered, like, why are people playing GTA rather than just like living GTA? Like, get every car.
Don't you play video games in your little Sprinter van?
Brother, Call of Duty, dude, a little Forza, you know what I mean? But then we go into those cars that we're playing in.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a little more, you can take the Sprinter van to the Lamborghini and then go drive. You know what I mean?
Watch out for shiny object syndrome. But you get a Lamborghini Aventador real quick and just but like you got rich before you bought it. I'm just saying, I thought it was funny.
If you're over 16, you shouldn't be playing video games no more. Like,
dude, I play video games. I could get me on a competitive shooter at night to like take out all my stress and reconnect with the boys, dude.
Dude, I got no wrong with a little Call of Duty. I got this back here with this,
Maybe you're playing for an hour or two, but I mean,
I'm not on there all the time.
Guys that are 18 years old playing all day long, like, dude, how are you? And then they wonder why they're upset and hate their life. It's like,
it's crazy. All the gamers end up getting rich though. I feel like
some do.
Like the past gamers, obviously they're no longer.
Oh yeah, a lot less people that got rich gaming than people that found out about wholesaling and actually tried to wholesale. So if you're on this, watching this podcast, the right thing is wholesaling. There's so many people getting rich doing it. There's so many people doing their first deal, making $20,000 in 30 days. It's not impossible. We all put our pants on the same way, one leg at a time too. None of us are different. We're not so smart. Like anybody can do this too. So that's the thing too. You need to kill the limiting beliefs and know that in this life you can get everything you want. And like manifestation is real too. Like everything I wrote out and everything I wrote on my whiteboard and everything I dreamed of has become a reality in my life. What you think about manifests into your life. So sometimes you just need to grab a notebook and a pen, man, and do some deep thinking about what you really want your life to look like. Like, have you ever sat with yourself and asked that question? Where do I want to be? What do I want to do? How much money do I want to make? Like, these are questions as you're becoming a man and becoming a woman and growing up that you need to be asking yourself. Most people float through life never asking these questions, and that's why they end up where they don't want to be. They never planned where they wanted to go.
Yeah. And honestly, to make it even simpler for you guys, if you guys want to have a work-life balance, just understand how many hours you need to put into your business and put it into your calendar. I actually got this from following Dana. You had posted a story and you're just like, if it's not in the schedule, it's not going to get done. So you put everything in your schedule. And I was like, that's fucking genius. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So now I put everything in my schedule and I block out every single little part of my day, not in a way where I'm like a robot and then like at this time I have to do this, but in a way where I have blocks and I know I can work towards growing my business at this time. And from this time, I'm taking time for myself. Zach, I have a question for the panel, if it's okay if I ask.
Yeah,
I think it'll mindset as well.
Calendar looks like a Christmas
I
tree.
need to know your schedule. Because by the way, everybody in here, Zach says post every single day and live stream. And I'm looking at my calendar. I'm like, where the fuck do I put that?
All right, let me say this. There's only one other person on here that took me up on that advice, and their views are up like 1,000,000%. Did anybody in here's views up 1,000,000% over the past 2 months? I don't know.
It didn't, not 1,000,000, but enough.
Anyone in here's up like 300% on their YouTube channel? Oh, I guess one guy took my advice.
I got to calculate.
I'll just be honest. I did take his advice. My YouTube subscribers doubled in pretty much 2 months, and I went from 1 to 50,000 on Instagram. So,
can I have that advice too? What was the advice?
Yeah, I need that advice.
I texted
you're blowing up, bro.
my advice, and I'm going to say it recorded.
In the Instagram,
more people know you more. Like, for example, I told Max, I said, Max, you're pretty good at closing sellers, even though you're not known as a closing guy. Why don't you go live and just start closing sellers? And then Jimmy went on the phone, and it took him forever to close them, but he still closed them.
hey, I bought that house.
Yeah. And so, hey, the invite's open for everyone. Me and Max went live for 5 hours, and we closed, I think, 8 deals between the both of us. People want to see real stuff, man. And so my schedule is time blocked like crazy. I spend all day working except 2 hours. No, actually 3 or 4 now. I don't get my personal life, but basically 1 hour doing nothing that's not workout, 1 working out, and then I like 2 or 3 extra free time, and then I just work all day.
Yeah, every single rich person I know has their Google Calendar blocked out. So like,
disgusting.
I just copy every single I just copy what rich people do. If they go to the gym at 4 a.m., fuck it, I'm there.
I'll tell you this, Roy. I have a lot of employees under me. I have managers for my managers, and so I wouldn't try to be like me, because you have to
like that.
I'll tell
you this.
I'm
saying everybody should have a Google Calendar 100%.
Oh, it's a must for me.
It's necessary.
What I love about this is we're all so different because I'm at the gym at like 12 at night, 1 in the
I
morning.
don't know how you do it, bro.
My calendar is always 100% empty. And the moment I have one thing on my calendar, I have a panic attack that day. And I think it has something to do with back being in school or something. I just hated having a calendar with classes. That's literally the reason why I started becoming an entrepreneur, because I didn't want anything on my calendar. So like my problem is not working. Like I work all the time, every day. Like I can't shut off. My girlfriend gets pissed off at me because that's like all I do is work, and talk work. But like, if that's why I love video games, man, like I feel like Elon Musk said that he just gets into like a competitive zone and he can just like drift off. So anyways, guys, don't take advice from what I'm saying, because
I'm actually with Max on this.
There you go. But we're all a little bit different.
I'm one of the weirdos that doesn't have my calendar booked out. I have a to-do list of shit I have to bang out, and it's listed in priority. And I know how long each task will take. And if I don't complete those tasks at the end of the day, I beat myself up. But at the end of the day, I do see like you got to shut your brain off sometimes. And it's hard for me too, because this whole thing is so fun. Like I genuinely enjoy work. And my girlfriend, like Max just said, is like, can you just put your phone down? We're at dinner, and we're at dinner every night because I can't put my phone down. Right. I mean, we like, it's at the end of the day, it's like, I love the game. And I have to force myself to shut my brain off for my mental health. So like I think I'm more on Max's side with this particular topic, because I think what Max was saying is like, you don't necessarily have it all scheduled out. I'm at the gym at like 1 to 5 p.m. whenever I can fit that into my schedule based off of the appointments I have that day. But I can never predict the appointments because I'm like opportunistic. I take things as they come in, and I'm just ready to go at the beginning of the day. So I don't know. That's just my mindset. I don't know how else to put it.
That's kind of me. I roll with the day. But work ends like at 4 or 5, 100% it ends. It was never like this for the majority, like half for like 3 years. It would go on forever work. But now there's a hard stop just because like that brute force that gets you to like your first $1 million isn't going to take you to multiple millions of dollars a year. So kind of realizing that, switching it up, taking care of myself more, I know that's what's going to get me to the next level. It's not going to be brute force. It's going to be more calculated. And so, yeah.
Jeff Bezos said he gets paid to make a small amount of high quality decisions on a daily basis. And I've adopted that in my company as well. I don't want to be the one taking the action in the company. I want to be working on the company and making decisions on how we move. Right. So like if you can just focus on your mental health, number one priority, then you're going to make better decisions. That's kind of my mindset on it.
Yeah, clarity is a superpower. Clarity, but it's hard to get clarity. There's a lot. We live in a very fast-paced world, and with these phones and everything, there's just so much information. But the clearer mind you can get, the better decisions you can make, and the better ideas you can have on how to fix issues in your business or how to scale. So finding a way to take care of yourself so you can be clear-headed, key.
Hey guys, I have to hop off here. So I'll touch base with you guys, but good joining on. So
good to see you, bro.
You guys
Alex, brother.
All you house
Oh,
guys
by
here.
the way, I tried Louis Bocky's. Amazing.
I told you. I think
it's okay. But hey, I was gonna say for all you house guys, I need something in Miami here. Roy, I already asked you. I need someone to Miami, okay? Please DM me.
I got you. I'll keep you updated.
Bring me a house in Miami. I need a tear down.
Hey, drop
All
it.
right, but I have to hop off, guys. Good connecting with you all. I'll talk to you guys all.
Alex, good to see you, bro.
All right.
That's it.
Let's make people find him a house.
Let's find him a house.
Yeah.
I think he's got some crazy taste, but hey, we'll try.
I had a question for the panel. Just because this is something that's been going on in my community that people are doing, and I'm like, yo, hold on, chill. People are quitting their 9-to-5s and they're just like, I'm going all in on wholesale real estate, or they're dropping out of school and going all in on wholesale real estate. Now, there's some people who are watching this right now. They're kind of like thinking, can I do that? Is that possible? What is y'all's advice to those people who are thinking?
I'm directly in this category. So like I literally got fired. 30 days later, I made 50 grand on my first deal. Literally 30 days. So I got fired, hopped on YouTube. I was like, this is the 5th job I've been fired from. And then I was like, I got to figure it out. Found out about wholesaling that night because it was just like, what do millionaires do? Oh, they all do real estate. Okay, how do I do that? I have no money and credit. Oh, okay, wholesaling. It was just natural. And then I looked into wholesaling that night, could not stop on YouTube about it. It was actually Nick Estes who was the first person I saw. And then, 30 days later. So I'm totally condoning people quitting their job to do this, because if you put your back against the wall, the fire that you have under your ass to get that deal done is ridiculous. You have no other choice. I had no other choice. That deal had to close. It wasn't if, it wasn't but, it wasn't maybe, it wasn't when, it was fucking now. Excuse my French again. I am French, so you guys have to forgive me a little bit. But yeah, that's basically that's my view on that. Is if you just don't give yourself a plan B, yeah, you're gonna succeed in it. And I actually encourage my community to do the same thing as well. So yes,
I essentially dropped out of high school sophomore year and got started selling. So I was 16. I then did pick up online school called Hope Online. It was for kids that needed hope. I didn't necessarily need hope, but I wanted the easiest one out there, and it was. So I did graduate high school, but I essentially was done with school, hated it, and was all in on wholesaling. If you have a family and kids, maybe don't quit your 9-to-5. But look, like, if you try wholesaling and it doesn't work out, how much worse can your life really get than the position it's in right now if you don't like it? Ask yourself that question, and then either something terrible is going to happen. You're going to get to the root of the answer, and you're going to find that, look, if I quit everything I'm doing right now and go all in on wholesaling, the world's not going to end if it doesn't work out. So then the only answer you're going to be led to is, yes, I should quit what I'm doing. I should stop everything and go all in on this. So that's what I'd say for that. I'd say yes, do it. If you have the freedom to. And most people do. Like, most people are so trapped by their environment and trapped by everybody around them's opinions. Like, my mom wants me to go to college, my dad wants me to go to college, like, et cetera, and they just are so confined by what everybody else thinks that they never actually listen to themselves and what they want and follow their dreams. They're just living other people's desires out versus their own. And you don't want to see that the end result of that. It ends up being an unfulfilling thing. And so go for it. Go for it with everything you got.
Yeah, it's interesting because I have a bit of a different background than most wholesalers. I went to college and I got my master's, but I don't use it. I'm not trying to flex on it. If anything, it's an anti-flex because it was a big waste of money. I think of all the money I spent on my MBA to make my mom happy. I'm like, oh my God, that's so many leads. I could have made so much money. That's my problem. But my recommendation is, I think for most people, what Joe and Jacob are saying is right. I'm a very anxious person, though. I'll just put that out there. And I need stability or else I literally can't function. So just personally, if you're like me, maybe save up like a 90-day runway, because if you can't get your first deal in 90 days, if you absolutely just lock in on what we talked about, the 1-1-1-1, choose one market, choose one strategy, choose one deal type, choose one property type. And I mean, Zach is literally promoting that right now. Like, if you guys can't get it in 90 days doing exactly that, then I'm not going to say this is the right business for you, but something's wrong, right? So my opinion is just have a 90-day runway. I mean, I don't want you guys, living on the streets. That's the last thing I want for you guys. But if you can budget for 90 days, just do it. Just rip off the Band-Aid and go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not probably the best example because I graduated from college, but I did graduate college in 17 months. But the thing is, don't follow what I did. I would probably not go back to college, but I have a photographic memory. So I was able just to, like, no joke, just read a book and do 1 hour class a day. And I was able to take it online. But I probably would not go to college if I knew about wholesaling. But if you're in college now, just keep it up. I had a whole cold calling center in college. It was great.
People have so much fear to chase their dreams, like so much fear. And they're scared of it so much that they never follow the thought. Like, follow the fear. Think through all of it. What's the worst case scenario? It's probably going to lead you to take the first step in wholesaling.
Yeah. Do you go to college, Vanna?
I did not go to college. I finished out high school, and I was a very good student. I actually was admitted to college. And so that was like a really crazy summer for me to decide what I was going to do. And ultimately, I decided not to go and just do real estate. And I think, like, at that age, like, there is no question, I think it wasn't even hard. I think I just made it hard for myself. But there's no question that if you are living at home and you don't have any bills and you feel this calling to chase some sort of entrepreneurial dream or endeavor, just do it. Like, what's so bad about giving yourself a shot for 6 months or 12 months? And then if I told myself, like, that was how I was able to rip off the Band-Aid and just do it. I told myself, if I really fail after giving this my all for a year, that's fine. And I think that's also what freed me up to just go all in and not worry about what was happening or if I was making money or not, because I already gave myself permission to just waste 12 months of my life. And that's what gave me the energy and the mindset and the whatever to actually be very successful in that first year.
I love that you say, like, give yourself a shot. I like that because in life, you only get so many shots. You only get so many shots at these various opportunities. There's these crossroads in life where you have the decision to do something or waver away from it. And those crossroads, you only have so many of those in your life. And you must take those shots when you have that opportunity. And for me, when I got started wholesaling, I was this young, extremely skinny kid. I did not look like I could buy your house at all. But then after 8 months, because I had no idea what I was doing, it took me forever to get my first deal because I was not doing the right things. But then the seller was a bus driver for a school, and he was just so nice that even though I was young, he, like, wanted to give me a shot. So if you're young, sometimes older people they will present you with an opportunity because they see what's the potential that's within you. And you got to capitalize on those opportunities. There's only so many shots in life. Take them. So that's awesome that you gave yourself a year to take the shot. And look, it worked out. That's the thing too. Like, as long as you never quit, in whatever you're doing, you will win in the end. You just
Yeah.
must never quit.
Yeah, I think what you just spoke about is called the snowball effect. That's what I call it, at least. It's where when you're young, I started when I was 20. I know you started a little younger than that, Jacob, a lot younger than that. But it's still the same thing. I mean, when you're young and you get some traction, people start to believe in you a lot. And it really helps create a snowball effect and momentum.
100%. When I started to really take off, because I was so young, everybody that was massively successful in the industry started pouring into me with all this mentorship. It was all free. They wanted to pour into me. Why? What do I have to offer you? Nothing. I'm this 17-year-old kid. Dude, that was life-changing. So, yeah, if you're young, I 100% agree with what you said, man. Like, people just start pouring into you, and it starts to snowball.
Yeah. Another question I have for you guys. Zach, I don't mean to take over, but this is a question I think that will help a lot of people that are watching this right now.
This is all of our podcasts.
I think we got to remember that we're talking to ourselves 3-4 years ago, right? And the question I'd have for everybody on the panel, and I'll start off by answering, but the question would be, remember that one time you were doing wholesaling and it just got super hard. Every deal fell through, things in life were happening, breakup, parents tripping, all that. Like, it was like a living hell. And you just had to push through. What advice would you give that version of you, whether it's 2-3 years ago, to get through that time? I mean, I want to start real quick just so you guys can go around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I would
I could
say-
say on my end.
I would say, oh, here,
I know you go. You go first, dude.
Roy said he's starting you guys.
Right. Cool. All right. To me, whenever things were going bad, I had like $400 in my bank account. I had just closed a huge deal, blew it all that. Rent was due the next day, and I was like just crying. Have faith in yourself, bro. Like, just wake up every single day and know God has a plan for you. He's going to lead you in the right direction, no matter what. A quote I told myself a lot was, don't believe in the 3D. So everything that's in front of you right now, your reality is not real. Just believe what's in your head. And I just was delusional for like a cool month to 2 months, just saying, like, I'm going to get through this. And the very next month, I closed a $76,000 deal. I was able to like just pay off my car, apartment, all that. And I was super late on those things. So yeah, just have faith and just know that everything that's happening to you right now that's in the 3D is not real.
I would say, so dedication is like a promise to yourself that you make. And like, I wasn't one to break a promise that I made to myself. So I was so dedicated that I was literally like, I'd wake up after a few months into it and I would think like, I'm going to die trying. Like, this is the only thing, I'm going to be successful no matter what. So the first 6 months where I wasn't getting a deal, I wasn't upset and I wasn't really struggling because I felt I was gaining traction. I was having more conversations. I was making more offers and things were starting to get closer to a deal. But when I got crushed was 6 months in. I got a house under contract in Gilbert on a golf course here in Arizona. And I didn't notice the foundation issues. I just thought it was like the roots from this big tree in the yard that was screwing up but then when I walked a buyer through it, he pointed out the rest of the foundation issues. Turned out the seller already had a bid for like 13 grand in foundation, and it killed the numbers on the deal. This was 6 months in, my first contract. It absolutely crushed me, but it absolutely crushed me only for the rest of that day. Because I was so dedicated, I had made that promise to myself that I was going to make it happen. And because I continued building upon that promise to myself every day, we talk about showing up for yourself and how that builds confidence. I had showed up for myself for so long, for 6 months, that for me to then fold after I just lost one contract and to wake up and give up on wholesaling, my mindset was actually the opposite. I was more fueled than ever. That day I was crushed, but the next day I was more fueled than ever to keep going. And 2 months later, closed my first deal, made $30,000. So I think it was just building upon the dream and building upon the dedication to it day after day. For what? It's like 260 some days I was trying to get my first deal, like almost a year, you know? So just that building of that kept me where I had the right mentality. Yes, I got knocked down, but I got myself back up and it all worked out.
That's so powerful, because if you did quit, you never would have seen the money.
Yep.
And it was just 60 days away.
Yeah.
I tell people that a lot. Like, if I guarantee you that you'll make $100K or whatever it is, you'll make your first deal in 90 days.
Have you
then
seen that
you'll be willing to
diagram
do it.
of the guy, the two guys with the pickaxes, and one guy's like tired and turned around, and the diamonds were right there, and then the other guy's still going? That's literally how it works. You never know when you're going to get a deal. So
We say that about going to the casino too.
Yeah, to just double down on that, your time is coming. Everybody has their time. If you see somebody on social media that's crushing it, it's their time right now. But just stay down and know your time is coming soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that your question was actually very relatable to what I went through. I went through a breakup, like what you were saying, and COVID hit at the same time. This was after my first 2 deals closed. So I closed one for 50,000, one for 5,000, and I had a deal under contract. And but mind you, after that, I got an office space. I had 3 computer desks, and I had all this overhead now with softwares and shit. I was trying to scale quick. And then COVID hit. I had a deal under contract for $69,000. Beautiful deal. I mean, like, we should have made 40,000 at least. And then, like, right then COVID hit. It was that March. Basically I got, and then, nothing happened for a year for me. Like, actually, like, I had all this overhead and nothing happened because I adjusted. I had shiny object syndrome. I switched to like creative financing and subject to and commercial deals. I was going for grand slams when I had done everything with just traditional wholesaling, cash deals. So why would I switch it up? That was my problem. Was I overreacted to the situation rather than doing what had worked. And it turned out I thought wholesaling was going to tank. The exact opposite happened. I mean, the market was incredible. It was just that week or two, I totally just made the wrong choice and went away from the gold. So it's like I started digging the gold, like what Alex was talking about, that analogy. My story was a little different. I started digging the gold. I got a little bit of gold, and then this earthquake happened, and I ran away from the mine, and I was just going different directions. And as soon as I got back to start doing what worked for me was when things started flowing again. So wholesaling was never something to ditch because you can do it in ups and downs. And even when the market's crazy, you can still do deals because a deal is a deal. At the end of the day, it's ARV, repairs, and maximum allowable offer. And if you can give it to a flipper who knows what they're doing and does a lot of transactions, deals are going to be quick, especially in the single family home space. Not necessarily land deals or subject to deals because nobody knows, they're more complicated deals. At the end of the day, I think it's a bread and butter. It's a wheelhouse. It's a repeatable, scalable business. Roy, that is a direct answer to your question because I've gone through a terrible phase of like hell. Just stick with what works.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from your question.
I love that. Max.
On my side, and I had an experience not too long ago, guys. So, I've bought my first house 10 years ago, but I had started real estate investing really like 3-4 years ago. And I had one of my big shakeups that only happened less than a year ago. And it was actually Zach that actually, gave me the advice. He just said, you just have to go with the hard choice. And so once guys, if you're stuck, just go with the hard decision. Don't go with the easy decision. And the hard decision will end up being most often the right decision. I had a partnership with some other guys. We grew it to a 7-figure company. And then it was pretty clear that it wasn't going to work with them. So I was faced with 2 decisions, stay in a bad relationship or break off of the relationship and then start a brand new company from day one. And I went with to start a brand new company. And now in 9 months, my company's bigger than I ever could have imagined. But it was not easy at first. But you got to make the tough choice. And there's a lot. I mean, even us up here, we're facing some of these tough choices right now. And we're struggling with our own struggles. Obviously, maybe it's not getting our first deal, but it's just some other issues. So you guys are not alone. we're really no different than you guys. And we were in your exact shoes, maybe me a few years ago, maybe Zach 8-9 years ago, but we were all in your shoes at one point, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
What about you, Vanna?
Well, the most fear that I felt in my career was when I was starting and I had no idea what this was really. And I committed myself to cold calling and I hated it because I felt like I had no value to provide and that they were going to see right through me, that I was new, and I felt like I had imposter syndrome. So, the first couple of times I picked up the phone, I cried. I don't know if any of you guys did that when you started. The first time when I first started calling. And my mindset shift there, which was really big for me, was they literally do not care about me at all. They care about what I can do for them. So when I made that shift and I just focus on, making myself valuable, which was learning my market, learning the solutions for sellers, and how to ask the questions to come to a set of solutions for them to pick from, and then just being detached from it, that changed the game for me. And I was excited to actually go out and find people who need help because I work my local market. And so I'm very connected to these are people that live, within 50 miles of me, and I want to serve my local community. But a really dark time in my career, the darkest time was when I was rolling it in. I had made like $100,000 in my first year, and then I made $300,000 in my second year. And in the fall of my second year, business started getting slow and I wasn't making money it was like the third or fourth month with no check. And I was really like, what is happening? It really impacted my self-image. And when I think of myself, I was telling myself, I'm actually not good at this. I don't know, I just blamed myself. And so I was comparing myself to my friends who were, rolling it in. Their business was doing just fine. So what was wrong with me? And I was beating myself up day in, day out. And that was blocking me from coming up with new creative ideas to help sellers, new creative marketing, more videos for social media. And I just froze. And so that went on for weeks and weeks. And ultimately I talked to a mentor I had, very big on mentorship. And as soon as you can, you should hire a coach as soon as you're financially capable. And I told my coach, I feel like shit. And she's like, well, you haven't had a deal in a while. It was actually March at the time. I think it was actually spring or the fall. But she's like, Vanna, how confident are you? It's March right now. How confident are you that you'll close at least one more deal this year? I'm like, in the next 9 months, there's no way I don't close another deal. And she's like, well, there you go. You're good. And so it was kind of about having blind faith in the process and just knowing that these actions take me closer to my goals. And so, at the time I was slacking because I was like, well, this isn't working anyway. I don't even want to do it. I don't want to get cussed out today by sellers. So I was slacking, and that was being out of integrity with myself and, missing out on the actions that I said I'd do. And that was moving me further away from the end goal. Like we were talking earlier about knowing what you really want in life. I also believe in, really evaluating your actions. That's why I believe in the schedule so much, is being able to look at what you're doing day in and day out and evaluate whether that's actually taking you where you want to go. Because if you're doing a bunch of shit that's moving you further away from your goal, you're just going to be unhappy. But when you do the things that are moving you towards your goal, you feel great about yourself. Your creativity opens up. Your vision opens up. You feel like you're actually doing the thing. So that's a lot of the mindset that I've had in the last couple of years and got me out of that dark place. It's definitely not easy.
So the most fear we've had, is that the question? At the point?
No, not necessarily. It's just think about that dark time on your entrepreneurship journey, and what advice would you give to yourself in that period?
Okay. Well, real quick, to touch on being scared of the phone and crying after it, what I did, just if this can help anybody out there, I liked when I was growing up doing prank calls. I loved calling dominoes and screwing with them. So I just took it as, this is for fun, but with the option to make money. If they get upset with me, whatever, it's going to be funny and I'll be able to make money. So I just went in the mentality with it's a prank call, but I'm going to be serious so I can try to make money. But the darkest time for me in my entrepreneurial career, I've been doing this for 6 years now. In 2021, in July of like July, the market changed. And between July of 2021 to like March of 22, 2020, July 2022 to like March of 23. Sorry. From that period of time, the market changed. Everything wasn't really working. Buyers weren't buying deals. And I was spending about $70,000 to $80,000 a month on my business. And I lost about $500,000. Thank God I saved money. But at 19 years old, I was 19. I lost $500,000. I basically had to fire my whole staff. But then I got back to what got me to where I was. So I kept my main acquisition guy, but everybody else was gone. It was just me here at this office with one other person. And I just got on the phone and I recorded videos and put them on my YouTube channel every single day of me calling sellers all day long to go back to the roots of what got me to be successful. I picked up the phone again. I hadn't been on the phone in over a year because I fully delegated everything. And I just got back to what worked. But the hardest thing about that is when you get all this massive success and you're on this rise and then everything switches overnight, it feels like, then you do start to question everything. You question if you got lucky. And what it's like is this: when you are losing, you feel like you'll never win again. And when you're winning, you'll feel like you'll never lose again. But neither are true. But when you are taking your first major hit as an entrepreneur, you are so confused and you don't know what to believe. You don't know if you're really good at this. But you got to remember that when you're losing, you'll feel like you'll never win again. And when you're winning, you'll feel like you'll never lose again. But neither are true. So you always got to try to remember that. And I was going through a lot of other bad shit in my life at the time too. So I just poured everything I had into my work. And also this is where I kind of started to really get back into the gym and back into taking care of myself and bettering myself. And I thought this was my main thing too. If I wasn't making money, then how else can I win in life? So every vice I had in my life eliminated. And then I tried to better myself physically and in every way possible. So like sometimes you're not going to win in the money game. Like sometimes you're not going to win in the money game. Analyze your life and what areas can you go and win in to where you feel like a winner again. Because once you start feeling like a winner, then life starts to deliver you wins. So that's what I did. And it got me out of it and it worked out. And most small businesses go out of business within, the first 5 years, or is it 10? It's very likely that a small business goes out. So getting back to the roots of what got me my success saved my business probably.
Yeah.
But I just will never give up and never quit. So that mentality is key. But
Yeah, you guys got to understand whenever you guys make that decision to become an entrepreneur, you guys are sacrificing. I like to say you're being a human. You are now a superhuman. You have to be able to make decisions quickly. You have to be able to be a leader, lead a team, and go through every single human emotion probably in the same day, twice a week, in order to just survive and continue to keep your company pushing. And it's hard. It's really, really hard. Like I know you guys see the Lambos and the watches and the clothes and the vacations, and it's fun. Like it's so cool. But that first year, whenever you are trying to get your first 100K, it's so hard mentally. Like remember, it's you versus you, and one of you guys have to die.
I got to head out for the night, guys. But Zach, again, thank you so much. Good to see everybody, and appreciate this. I'll be here next month. Excited to keep doing this.
All right. And I'm going to keep going. I don't know if anyone wants to keep staying, but I can keep going and talking forever on this.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to touch on what he just said because I think that you only buy the Lambos and the watches once you want to remind yourself of your own accomplishments. This watch right here, I'm not even wearing it. I never wear it anymore, but it's because of what Jacob was just talking about. This is a reminder to me that I can do everything I set my mind to. I wanted this so bad when I was dirt poor. And this for some reason, it's stupid looking back. I'm like, it's a watch. Like, what does that do for you? I shouldn't have bought it logically, but it was a trophy that I could do it because I set to do it before my birthday, February 23rd. I got it on February 21st. And it was a goal that I had to accomplish, and I just did everything I could to do it, right? And it didn't make any logical sense. Like I said, I wasn't swimming in money. I shouldn't have been buying a Rolex, but it was a reminder. And every time I see it, I'm like, okay, I can make it through anything. It's a reminder of who I am, right? Like I did it as a trophy for me to just feel like, okay, every time I set my mind to something, I'm going to accomplish it. And it's just that's really important to that's what gets you through the tough times of business, because business has its ups and downs. And by the way, we're all going to go through ups and downs. All of us as entrepreneurs, we have to expect that. And to get through them, you just got to be consistent with the narrative that you can just, do whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish that if you just stick with it and don't let anything get in your way. Like, don't let it mess with your headspace or tear down your confidence, right? I think that's the moral of what we were just speaking about, is just keeping a good mindset through these tough times, because tough times happen in business and they're going to continue to happen until you die. That's just what business is. Ups and downs, ups and downs. It's a roller coaster, but can you stay level-headed the whole time?
Yeah. And be grateful on your journey.
Yeah, I've had some ups and downs. Probably the worst one that I have experienced was, first and foremost, has anyone ever seen that experiment they've done with people and rats, where like they get that morphine drip, and like they press that button, they get the morphine, and it's like the best feeling ever. And they find if you just give someone that, that's all they want and that's all they care about. They do with the rats, so that then they can't do it anymore. Well, just letting everybody know, you talk about struggles and stuff. So this was me at 18 years old. So this was how I was like, made my first $100,000. I was so young. So first and foremost, the biggest struggle that I had starting as I thought people, and I just did it. I thought I looked too young. I was like, didn't look like a real estate investor. Look how skinny I was. Okay. Like I had thought no one would respect me. This is a deal I made like $40,000 on, and I recorded a testimonial and put it on my website. I was like 18. So just FYI, if this kid, like I had a high pitched voice, super skinny. I was like 5'8" there. That guy's really short, by the way. If he could go out here, no, I was like 5'10". But like if he can go out here and do deals, you can definitely do it too. My personal biggest struggle was in 2023 when they started raising interest rates. I had no idea what was going to happen in the market. And it kind of shocked my confidence a little bit of what's going to go in the future. And what I did I just went back to the basics. And so I always pop out this book, How Real Estate Fortunes Are Made, by George Bockel. This was a book in the attic of a flip I did from 1972 about how to wholesale real estate. Current interest rates were 7% at the time, and they shot up to 18%. Then I went back and I read this from my dad's library, Successful Real Estate Investing in the 90s. This is from a guy, his name was Peter G. Miller. He wholesaled real estate throughout the 70s and 80s. Do you know what the interest rates were? They were 18%. And so I said, if we're about to go from an environment of 3% interest rates on mortgages to 7%, and this guy could handle from 7 to 18, let me see what he was doing, and I can do the same thing. And you know what this guy talks about success real estate investing? He all talked about creative finance, amortizations, and knowing how to be double down on marketing in the 90s. And I said, if that's what he did become successful in high interest rate environment, I should have all the belief. Because if another man can do something, I can do the same exact thing. And so the only thing that ever shakes me up is the real estate market in general. And that's why I get but my belief too is, let's say my real estate market, my average house in my market's $400,000. Let's say it shoots up to $900K. Should I be freaked out? No, because Vayner can wholesale real estate for $1 million homes. So even if prices triple my market, if Vayner can do it in her high price market, I can do it in this market. If this is double in Vayner's market, I don't know what she's going to do there. But hey,
like the market coming down here in Dallas, Fort Worth, all I'm doing is I'm just sort of moving my market. So I did, 100 plus, 150 deals here last year. Now I'm doing most of my deals virtually. So that's the beauty of wholesale, guys, is you can adapt. It's like any business, they adapt. My worst time probably in my entrepreneurial life was when I was 20 years old. I just bought my second house. So I saved up all my money. I house hacked my first house. I took all my money. So it wasn't paying for my school. It doesn't matter. I put it into a second house, bought the house, and then the seller lied on their seller disclosure notice. I didn't know anything about real estate at the time, guys. To tell you how you can luck into things, I bought my second house without knowing what title was. I didn't know what a title company was. I didn't understand interest rates. I didn't know anything. I just bought a house. Anyways, turns out the house had a ton of issues, and the house started to flood because there was foundation problems. It was raining. It was a nightmare. I ended up going negative on my bank account. And that's when I was the brokest I've ever been. And I'm so happy that happened to me, because now I'm a very, very conservative person in my finances. I have a hard time spending money on anything. But when I was at that time, I think really two things. One, I don't know. I didn't really feel bad for myself. Maybe I'm just lucky. Maybe it's because like my family history and they've been through so much, or I just know of some other people that have been through so much, and I just feel so blessed. I was like, okay, I guess I got to get a job. So I got a job. I was like, oh, I don't have enough money. I guess I'll get a second job. Oh, I don't have enough money. So I got a third job. So I had 3 jobs while I was in college, while I was on a soccer team, while I was doing all that. And it was just sort of normal to me. So that's why now I work hard, but I feel like I work less than I did then. And I'll just broke it down. I'm a very logical person. So I was like, okay, I owe a lot of money to people. I owe about like $25,000. So I was like, okay, if I can ref soccer games and make $200 a day, I was like, okay, I just have to do this for the next 35 weeks or whatever that was. And I just did it. But I think the other thing I had, and the reason I was able to do that, was I have a really, really good support system. Just like how Zach is best friends with his dad, I'm blessed to have, best friends with my parents. And I know not everyone here can say that, but one thing you guys do have is you guys do have a community. I never had a community when I was going through these situations, and I wish I did. And all of us here, Zach, me, Joe, Veda, Roy, and everyone else who is here, they all have communities. And there is someone who is going through pretty much the exact same thing as you in one of our communities, guys. And please just link up and just go through the stuff together, because you really don't need to be going through it alone. You can have a friend go through it with you.
We all have school groups. Have you ever noticed that? We all in here have school groups. No joke.
That's pretty cool.
No joke.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we were all on school. Look at Hormozy.
You're muted.
If y'all are watching this, one thing you guys can see is we all went through some challenge, or that week or month or year of hell in order to get to where we are right now. So if you're going through that challenge right now, good. That means you're on track. That means you're going in the right direction. If everything was easy for you right now, that means you're not doing something right. You're not pushing yourself. You're not challenging yourself. You're not trying to take it to that next level. So if you're going through it, that's what we all have in common. Be happy for it. Embrace it. Be grateful for it. One thing that Zach did too is he pulled out some books. I just want to share this for everybody, because for some reason it's something that's not talked about.
Now, you guys read business books? I just read Stephen King.
Can y'all pick up a damn book? Just try. Just pick up a book.
Damn,
it's not that hard. Like, everybody's just like, okay, you can save money on courses if you just buy a book on something that you're struggling with. It's the same thing. Like, for example, I didn't know hiring. I didn't know how to hire people. I'm not going to pay somebody to teach me how to hire. I just bought books on how to hire. I want to learn sales. I got like so many different sales books. Here's a good one. I wanted to grow a brand on social media. I bought this book. It's like, bro, I wanted to get my habits in order. I bought this book. I wanted to learn how to, this is all sales books right here. Literally all of these are sales books right here. It's like, just pick up a book and just read a book. One a quarter. I ain't even asking for nothing crazy. One book a quarter. If you can do that, you can get so much further ahead than any other entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurs are not reading. They go to ChatGPT. Pick up a book.
Yeah. Number one, in my opinion, for wholesalers is the straight line theory. Even though Jordan Belfort wasn't the best guy, he knows how to persuade and speak, and he knows a lot about sales and objections. And then in order to get contracts signed, you need to be able to cover objections. You need to be able to say, okay, the seller is telling me this, but really the real reason why they're not selling is they don't trust me, they don't trust the company, or they don't trust the offer. Something about that, and you need to uncover which thing that is and then get over that, and then you get the signed contract. So I think that my favorite, as far as sales goes, would be The Straight Line Theory by Jordan Belfort. And then mindset-wise, Think and Grow Rich is a good one.
Oh gosh, hold on. Could we take that one back? I don't like Think and Grow Rich. I gotta like.
You don't like that one?
No, bro. I feel like it's like the most read book. Like everybody reads Think and Grow. Wait, no.
What a
You
reason
said
to not like it, Roy. What do you not like about it?
It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad is the one that I hate.
Okay.
Think and Grow Rich is good. Think and Grow Rich is good. Rich Dad Poor Dad. When I hear it, I'm like,
Everybody reads that, but it still makes you realize how important it is
It's
to
a
be
classic, bro. You can't deny.
Can you
it's a classic, but every single pyramid scheme that tried to get me, like the Amway people, kept giving me that book to read. I hated it.
Can you stop pushing books, bro? People aren't going to buy my $10,000 course.
Oh my gosh.
I will say though that as much as I love books and stuff like that, the best education you can give yourself is to talk to somebody who's actually successful. Like, for example, again, I guess I can plug my thing, but I have freewholesaling.com. Everyone's invited to go on there. The point of that is you could go in there and it's like, hey, who in here is making 20 grand a month? I am. What are you doing? I'm doing this. And if you just copy that, you're going to be good. So for example, if you go to, I'm just going to say this, Roy's got a bunch of testimonials and like YouTube videos of like successful students. I promise you, if you DM those people, say, dude, what are you doing? They're not going to say, how dare you even message me, peon. Like, they're like, I did this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to do what he's doing. Or I'm just trying to be like, hey, what can I provide to you? And we can be friends. It's networking too. And Vena has a bunch of successful students. Joe does. Max has a bunch of interviews too. If you just reach out to people that we post about that, hey, this guy, I taught him how to make 100 grand a year. Let me go try to be friends with this person and see what they're doing. And I'm telling you, that's better than any book. No offense.
No. Books are great when you're like totally broke, but obviously you can just cheat code your way to just like learning. Yeah, no, you're right. Good point. And well, I do want to say something. There is something to be said. Like I paid this woman named Natalie Delgado. She was amazing. She taught me everything I know about like the actual systems of wholesaling. And at this point, like I just, I have to thank her because publicly, like you guys should go follow her. She totally made it so I knew how to think like a business owner. And like I was doing deals, but I was doing everything myself. I didn't know how to actually like create systems where I could have a lead manager and a disposition manager. So learning from someone who's done lots of deals helps you create a scalable business model. So obviously you're not going to read how to speak to a seller tonality and actually make that offer. You skip the learning curve. You can afford to skip the learning curve. Of course, you just pay someone what they're talking about, and it's just going to make it so you don't have to learn all the mistakes because you're going to pay for communication. But yeah, that's my opinion of like books. Like the reason why I was saying like books was because books are for specific skills. You book learn like one thing. Okay, I really want to focus on sales, right? And you do that, right? I really want to focus on closing. Okay, I might focus on 101 Closes by Grant Cardone. I really want to start thinking like an entrepreneur. I'll read Think and Grow Rich. I really want to focus on leadership. I'll read 48 Laws of Power. Like all these things there's different skills that come from the book rather than if you're putting together a puzzle, then you just hire someone who's put that puzzle before. That's just the way my brain thinks. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't have gotten here without kind of using that framework. So I figured I'd share it with the audience.
Love that.
I like it. I would say 48 Laws of Power is not a good wholesaling book. That is, you just learn of it and be like, people, man, that's a good book though. But it's good, dude. That's a crazy book. Man.
It's an insane book. It's in abandoned prisons, but at the end of the day, it's a psychological book, and you learned a lot about people. You know what I mean? You learn a lot about like human psychology.
Yeah. Watch your mic. I think there's an echo, Joe, on your end.
For me,
Yeah. Figure that out. One thing I'd say is we all have school groups. So like if you're in Roy's school group and then someone posts a check, you can literally in school just message somebody. If you're in Vena's school group, message somebody that posted a deal. You're in Max's school group, someone posted a deal, message them. I promise you message 5 people a day that are successful in any of our school groups, someone's going to say hello to you. Like, for example, I'll give a shout out to Olivia's in the comments, right? She's closing deals under Max, right? I promise you, if you have a deal, you could probably talk to Olivia. She's closed plenty of deals. She'll literally give you mentorship for free. Like the network, anyone can network with somebody that's doing deals and stuff. It's not like I have no idea if this is a deal or not. You can literally reach out to, there's so many people that can talk to you. And so I just think a lot of people just want to sulk by themselves and be like, I'm a Sigma. You know, those guys, I don't know if you've ever seen those, like, I'm a Sigma man. Like, dude, get out of here. I'm a lone wolf. Like, stop. Okay. Like, stop. It's so cringe. Like, reach out to other people that are successful. And the one thing I found is it creates, it creates the buzzword confidence. But the word confidence, my belief comes from a belief in the words you say and the things you do. And you create a belief by saying, hey, and this is why I made this podcast. Look at all these young guys and gals out here making millions of dollars. If they can do it, I can do the same thing. It's showing that it's not because I'm young that's the issue. It's because I'm actually willing to do the work. And so if you're in any of our school groups, just message people you find successful. It will change your life. Because when I was getting started in wholesaling, there was no school. None of us had a school group or was even to be any free communities or any communities at all. I was basically, me and my dad, it was cool. But like, there's no guys or gals my age I could talk to. Like, dude, cold calling, what's going on? How is it working for you? Nobody. So it's so cool right now. We're in the best time ever.
100%. Is my mic better? Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's way better. Way better.
Sounds good. To piggyback off what you just said, Zach, is like find somebody you can have that healthy competition with. That's what I had. Like me and my friend, we got into wholesaling together, and it's just like he closed a 10K deal. Damn, all right, I gotta close a 20. I closed a 20, he closed a 30. All right, now I gotta close a 40. And it's just like that back and forth competition, healthy competition, right? That keeps you going, and you guys are both sharing information and things that you learned along the journey. So definitely see if you can find somebody you can team up with or just hold you accountable.
And maybe I'm biased because I'm the JV guy, and so is Zach to some extent as well. But I'm a big fan of JVing, right? So why have to, you don't have to take on the entire thing. Just take on half, or even less than that. You can do 3-way JVs, but whatever you want. But just take on half. Like just find the deal, let someone else handle the rest, or vice versa. Like wholesaling doesn't need to be this crazy hard thing. You just do one part and have someone else guide you on the other part. And then take your 5 or 10K you made, and then if you really want to do the whole thing, go for it. But I mean, I don't know. That gets me. I'm excited I'm more of a strategic guy. I'm excited for the next time we come on and we're talking strategy. I don't know what the next conversation is going to be. Like, how do you get a wholesale with $0? How do you start to, now I got $500 max. What do I do? I got 5,000 max. I want to get into something like PPC. Like, I don't know. That's what I get.
The more advanced, I feel like this one was more mindset, right? Like this is a more focused video, which is very, very important for the audience to understand. We weren't like spitting tools and like exact A to Z. I feel like the first one we did that pretty well. Yeah. But like that was the focus of conversation. This one was more like how to think like the proper way so you don't fall down. Which we've all done our fair share of falling down. So at least we got to share that with you guys.
Yeah. You guys are redesigning yourself. Like Joe is a completely different Joe from 2 years ago. Same thing for Max, same thing for Vena, same thing for Zach. We are completely different people from ourselves 2-3 years ago. If we saw them, we'd be like, oh no. Hey, right? I have a question for you guys, because I'm pretty sure like the audience, they've heard us go through our hard times. They're like, okay, where's the happiness at, right? What were some times that you guys realized that you made it? Like, it could be a moment, it could be a thing you did, it could be something that you bought and not made it, because I know we all are entrepreneurs, so we're like, we haven't made it yet, we're still trying to grow. But like that you came a long way from when you started.
Today, I actually had this weird again at the gym. I'm telling you guys, I get all my good thoughts at the gym. But today, I don't know. Something got into me, and I was just like, hey, I messaged my girlfriend. I'm like, you should get your nails done today. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I just knew it would make her happy. So she went for her nails done, and she came back. She's like, Max, it was so expensive. It was $70. I was like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, you got your nails done. And for the first time, I never thought, holy crap, that was expensive. Like, I never thought, oh my God, wait, that's like 2 coupon club leads. Like, no, that didn't go on in my brain. I was just like, it made my girlfriend happy. And I've had struggled with that for the longest time. I've always just been super frugal. And I don't know, it just felt good to be able to do something for someone that I know they wanted, even though it was a little thing. And I never thought about the consequence of, hey, what's going to happen in my bank account? So I'm finally starting to break through that. And it's all because of wholesaling. And it's a little thing, but I share that.
That's fire. I'm going to share one real quick. This happened to me. Like, of course, I got the car. I was very happy when I got the car. I was like, yo, this is crazy. But this one was actually better than the car. I had texted my mom. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but I had texted my mom and I was just like, how much are your bills? We call them 4 walls. So how much are your 4 walls this month? And she was like, $2,200. First of all, I was like, what? That's whoa. Okay. I thought I was expecting like 4 or 5K, but she said it was like $2,200, and I was able to just cover all her rent, all her bills, utilities, everything for the month. And that feeling was just like, whoa, like you couldn't touch me the entire week. Like if something bad happened, I was like, I pay my mom bills. I don't care. I'm chilling. Yeah. Right. So that was my I made it moment.
Dude, that's I always say retire your mom. I said that should be your number one, like, North Star, retire your mom.
Yep.
My mom's married to my dad, so whatever. I think it's really cool though. I do. That's the biggest flex I can see. And you should let people know about that. That's amazing, man. Yeah. Better than a cat.
Vayner, what about you?
Cat.
For me, my mom's all taken care of too, but it's really fun hanging out with her and just doing fun things together because we're both balling. My I made it moment is every time I get on a plane, every time I can just change a flight, every time I can just book something last minute, every time I get in my Mercedes, just like being able to live comfortably and not have to worry about money. Like that's all I really need. And it's really great to see the big checks hit, but not to sound cliche, but it's not about the money, it's about what it buys and the experiences it buys. So that's my I made it.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna peace out in a couple minutes here.
All right,
a little bit too. Joe.
I don't know if I can say I had an I made it moment. Honestly.
You had a Lambo. You got a Lambo.
I don't no, I don't feel it. I don't.
Man.
Maybe I'm fucked up for that, but I just don't.
Was there a time where you had almost like a out-of-body experience and you're kind of like, you're so present, you're looking around, you're just like, bro, this is everything that I made? Like, you're looking at the apartment, you're looking at the key.
Maybe I'm just too fucking harsh on myself, but no.
Do you have a goal you're going for? And maybe that's why you're not happy yet? Do you have like a huge goal that you're working towards?
Actually, yes. I want no dogs in this entire country to die. And that's crazy.
Oh, man, that's amazing. I like
it, I have a nonprofit and I want to make sure that I always found it crazy that a dog could be in a shelter and someone would kill that dog because they've been there that long. I just love dogs. And I'm creating a software where it's a nonprofit I own for the Dogs Foundation, and we make it so everybody can see the time clock. You know what I mean? And so you can see this dog has 1 day, donate $50 and move them to another shelter that can take them in, at least so that they can live. But if that's a goal of mine, yeah, that's one. I don't think I have like material goals. Other than obviously I want my family to be completely carefree about money. They aren't really stressed now, but
you know what's so special about your mindset though? That's why you attract everything. It's because you're not trying to chase it. You're not desperate for the Lambo. You're not desperate for the watches, and that's why it comes to you so easy. So that's a good
I think
mindset
it's
to
the
have.
pursuit. So I think happiness is found in the pursuit. There is no pursuit of happiness. I don't think it's an end goal. I think it's all just, what am I doing to contribute to society?
Yeah.
How am I making my mark on the world in a positive way? How do I want to be remembered? And honestly, my job's never going to be finished until I'm dead. So like, I don't think I wish I could genuinely, I was thinking about it for so long. I didn't have a quick response this time. I just genuinely can't give you an honest answer where I thought I made it.
Well, let me ask you this. What's the number one thing that Joe is grateful for?
My family.
There we go.
Definitely my family.
Are you able to like, do you support them and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely.
That's the win right there.
I take good care of them, and they take good care of me, and we love each other a lot.
I love that. Zach, when did you know you made it, man?
The moment I knew I made it was when only 4 people right now report to me, and that is it. With over almost 100 to 200 employees, only 4 people report to me, and that is the greatest flex of all time.
That's crazy.
4 people. That's all. And so that's all I got to. So it's like, hey, somebody has an issue with this. I'm like, oh, you talk to the dispositions person. You got an issue with this? Talk to their basically talk to the COO. COO of the company talks to me. Great. Got a problem with this? Oh, talk to my development guy. Like that's where I knew I made it. Like that happened recently within a year. I used to do everything hands-on. I mean, like I went to Italy and Switzerland, and I did this whole thing for like a month, and I just barely worked, and I was making more money than ever. I'm like, oh, I'm in my own way. That was really crazy. And then the best one that I felt, my favorite out-of-body experience was, I know this sounds so stupid, but I'm the guy now in my family that I just pay the bill wherever I go out. So if I go out with my buddies, they all know.
He did that.
And I know that's just what I do. And I go to my grandparents to take them out. Like I just pay the bill. Like, why are you paying the bill? I'm like, you paid the bill for me since I was like 10 years old. Like I'll just do it for you. And so I'm like the Tony. Have you ever looked at The Sopranos? Tony Soprano, the bill always goes to him, no matter what. And now I get really mad if it doesn't. But that's how you know you made it. And it's a flex because I see the little black thing and I just put the card on and look. And it's just a flex, no joke.
Dude, I was trying to buy, we were at some convenience store and I wanted some protein shake and I saw the price and it was like $5. I said, that. I put that thing back before I knew it. Zach was like, ring. I was like, bro. I don't even protein shake that bad.
Anything you want in life, you can get.
Yeah, 1000%.
But then you got to also realize too. I was at the cusp of buying another house to live in. That was insane. I'll probably send it to Max. He might want to check it out. But I was at the point where I was about to buy this stupid. Like, don't even think about how stupid it is, how crazy this house is. And I said, you know what? This is going to take all of my energy. I'm going to have 3 people for this house. I said, you know what? I'm not going to buy it. That took a lot. And that I was so stressed for like 2 days. I was about to go to escrow with this thing. And I was like, there is so much work that I have to do on this thing. It would take me, I calculated, take me 10 hours a week just to handle this house. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because then you get rich people problem. Then you're like, hey, my cleaning lady, does she have insurance? And my cleaning lady's like, what do you mean? I'm like, because my lawyers are like, if she trips, she's going to sue you. And I'm like, does that happen? Like, it happens all the time.
Bro,
No
I just
joke.
got to the net worth level where now I have to always have a lawyer because someone's trying to come after you. And like, we're online showing that we make this much money. It's like we're targets. What? Easy targets. So it's just
I'm
like,
so scared.
I didn't know it was like a thing, bro.
They go up the stairs, break their neck accidentally.
Oh,
$2 million lawsuit. Like, you have to start like doing stuff like that. And so it's like kind of stressful, but it's pretty cool, man. It's
I have a question for you. It's more of a tactical question. I don't know if it'll help the viewers, but maybe in the future it will. So right now I'm in a point where I'm trying to take it from 180K a month to, my goal is just $500,000 a month. The only issue is profit margins are dropping below that 40%, and I want to get them up to 60%. And it just comes from contract labor. Like we spend so much money on like probably like $50,000 a month in contract labor. How are you hiring so many people and still maintaining profit margins?
This is exactly what Joe and Max are doing. I didn't even tell Joe about this. Joe just did it because he figured it out. Max kind of figured out, but I told him too. The biggest secret of scaling anybody's wholesaling business, the easiest one by far, is just to be a JV powerhouse. No joke. Like what I mean by this is I can make a video for 30 minutes. You probably spend an hour making that 30-minute video, and people send me 40 contracts. And
we're doing 200 a month right now, Roy, in just JVs.
And,
wow.
Dude, no contract expense. We have VAs with our wholesaling company as well. So I'm just talking strictly JVs. We've been doing 200 a month consistently, just with our students.
I had asked Max this. Would he ever compete with New Western? Is that the goal for you guys to like build a company that big or not that big?
I would say we'll never get to 12,000 deals a year, honestly, if I'm being real with you. That's New Western is 12,000 deals a year. I don't even think that's where we want to go. I think what we want to do is a good amount of deals, and also we own Dossie, so that's our main focus, is just making that tool as valuable as possible for wholesalers to know what to make offers on, and then bring us more JV deals. Because as soon as we made Dossie, we got more JV deals. That's why we were able to convert, at 200,000 a month, is because people are sending us deals and we have a quick underwriting system. It takes 30 seconds rather than it used to take 30 minutes. So when you get sent all these deals, because we have a pretty large social media following, we get a lot of deals sent to us, but some of these guys just don't know what they're doing. And it's not their fault. They just don't know what things cost to fix.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you don't know what things cost to fix because you just don't know what Dossie is, then that's it. But luckily, they use it. They bring it to us. So we want to redevelop tools in the real estate space and focus on that kind of business rather than being like New Western taking over the whole thing. It's not really our ambition.
Okay. Well, the thing and that's why I love JVs, and I was actually having this exact conversation with you, Roy, the other day, was that these New Western type companies, and I used to own one last year, they're very, very, very expensive to run because yes, we all have to pay our sales agents, right? So the sales agents is about the same, whatever they make, right? 10, 20%, that's the same layer. But they have this other layer, that's the acquisition agent at these companies. And you've seen it all over Facebook. They're really annoying. I used to have like 10 of them at my own company. And they're on Facebook like, I'm a buyer, or I'm interested, right? And they're always commenting on everyone on Facebook. Those guys, they make like 20 to 30% of each deal. And the thing is, when we're doing JVs, we don't need people to go out and find the deals because we're making YouTube videos. Our YouTube videos, our content, our apps, whatever they are, that's the acquisition agent. Way more, it's organic. So
who runs New Western? Like, do you guys know the guy? Like, I don't know. So that's they know who owns us. You know?
Yeah. I mean, we actually do know the guy, but that's not the point. Still,
I don't know.
30% is saved. And then they have another like 25% in just these big fancy offices so they can impress people. So right there, we've already saved over 50%, which makes these JVs just so profitable. And like you're saying, Joe, you're really hitting on it. I think there is a world where some influencer, it's probably not going to be me, but some guy ends up going, maybe they're not as big as New Western, but they end up becoming huge because just like you're saying, Joe, who would you trust with your deal? The guy you watch on YouTube every single day, or you follow on Instagram and his nice ass car, out wholesaling, or are you going to trust him? Who's New Western? Like, who is New Western, right? Who are you actually going to trust? And I think there's a big opportunity there for JVs. And I think JVs will continue to be the future for people like us. And then what's really cool is that for all of you guys who are like, Max, I don't have a big YouTube channel. I don't have this or have that. You guys could be making so much freaking money just bird dogging. So you can just find, or like Zach calls it, he calls it ICAG. I know a guy. You guys know me. I'm a guy. You guys know Zach. He's a guy. Joe, he's a guy. Roy, he's a guy. Just go find wholesalers who have deals, That's an epidemic. There's so many wholesalers who have deals who don't have buyers. Just go quickly underwrite it. Make sure it's a good deal. You can use tools like Joe's tools. I have a ton of tools in my community that you can use to just quickly underwrite the deal. And if it's a good deal, send it over to me, send it over to Zach. We'll sell it and you'll get paid a percentage for not talking to a seller, not finding a buyer, just being the acquisition agent. So
yeah,
love JV.
Bro, I want to tell the viewers what just happened. I just asked rich people a really good question. I just asked some rich people a really good question. I have money. I could come on this podcast and I can be like, I know this and that, but I became a student and I'm asking these rich people, how do I take my business from 180 to $500,000? And just, they didn't gatekeep. They told me everything. Do you understand? By asking that question, in the next 3 months, I'm going to scale my business. All because I asked the right question to the right person.
We'll see. I've been telling you to, but you're not taking my advice.
Oh, first of all, I started live streaming. No, I didn't.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. What did I tell you?
I told your advice too. I got to get on the YouTube.
I told Joe. I said, Joe. First podcast Joe's a year ago, and Joe is the guy with his Lambo tequila bottles crazy. John got him like crazy good on Instagram, but like nobody knew him past 30 seconds. I was like, I don't even know this Joe guy. I'm like, Joe, are you even doing deals? He sends me all the checks. I'm like, okay, he's doing deals. I'm like, let me just sit down with Joe for an hour. No one's heard this guy sit down for an hour before in his life. And I'm like, wow, he's actually legit. But nobody would know because no one sat down and heard him speak for an hour. I'm like, dude, you need to make a YouTube channel. Same thing with Roy. I'm like, Roy's actually pretty dang good at closing.
We've been somewhat consistent with the YouTube. You can't give me that. I don't have videos like you.
I'm talking a year ago.
Yeah.
We started popping them off. And I'm like, man, there's such a shortage on people on YouTube actually getting on the like recording a close or like being good at something. Like when Roy started like posting like closing deals, I'm like, that's insane. Max did the same exact thing. I'm like, dude, just keep doing what I'm doing and you inspire young people.
Yeah. I have a few questions because all of y'all have a lot of followers on Instagram. I can't crack the code. What are y'all doing? Because I thought about trying to put the speed above me and put the speed react.
You lost the speed.
I didn't think that was gonna hit me. But what are y'all doing? Like Joe, you're a social media
Joe's
genius.
the king.
Like all of y'all.
Joe's the king, bro. I'm just.
John's actually. I think it's John that's the expert.
That's the thing. What Zach just said is the truth. I was nobody before I met John. I was just a guy doing $80,000 a month wholesaling. I had 800 followers on Instagram. I didn't even have TikTok downloaded on my phone, but I knew from the jump when I started, I was going to collect all the proof. So I knew I always wanted to be actually, ironically, a YouTuber. but ironically, that's the worst social media site I'm good at right now. But I met John. I knew he was good at social media, very good at social media, and we combined skill sets. And as soon as we shook hands, we met the next day. The first video we did was 375,000 views on TikTok. We had 10,000 followers within a week on TikTok. And the thing is, the real moral of the story here is, Roy, you want to look for a partner that has a skill set that you do not have. Mm-hmm. And when you combine those two and you create a mutually beneficial agreement, it's a win-win. You're not sacrificing anything of your current company. You can still do your own thing, but you can actually create another venture with someone who can help you grow your social media, right? I mean, who's an expert at that? You're an expert at wholesaling. I'm an expert at wholesaling. Now John is an expert at wholesaling because we've been doing it for 4 years together, right? So I was 3 years in when I met John. I had success in wholesaling. We heard about each other through people. And then when we shook hands, because we knew it was like Mentos and Pepsi, bro. You combine good skill sets and it fucking explodes. So that's really actually been my theory. That's the same. That's how we created Dossie. Dossie is created by the founder. You guys, everybody who uses Uber here, you've used features of the founder of Dossie, like with us, right? We had the social media and a bunch of wholesalers that know us and that needed to use a tool like that. There was a gap in the marketplace. We combined skill sets with a developer and we created an app that's used by thousands of real estate investors nationwide. It's already a multi-million-dollar company and we created it a year ago, right? Like it's Mentos and Pepsi when you combine skill sets and you can create like serious value out of thin air just from like boom. It's like a nuclear fusion kind of.
I love that.
On it.
I love that.
About social media is the answer.
No, that's fine, bro. I just y'all are crushing it.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
100%.
Appreciate that.
Zach, somebody asked a question, and I'm wondering as well. When do we do this in person?
Dude, I DM'd everybody and I said, let's go do it. Someone said we should get a yacht. I'm like, I don't like just sit down and talk to everyone. I think it'd be really fun to do.
That's the Miami guys in the yacht.
Yeah, we don't need no yacht.
I don't need a yacht. Okay. But
I like yachts though. Yeah, sure.
Dude, I'd rather go fishing. I don't like sitting on a boat if I ain't fishing on it.
What about golf? Do we like golf?
No, I'm not.
I like golf. Oh, damn. I like golf.
You know, golf in business is like peanut butter and jelly, in my opinion. But
Joe with the analogy.
This dude's just hungry.
It was a Pepsi peanut butter and jelly.
He had a whole library
I'll
of
say
it.
this. You guys are a clown playing video games. Video games stupid, but I hit ball with stick. That's business. That's,
Dude,
that's
me and Joe like video games. Me and Joe are gonna go play some video games after this. I don't know about you guys.
I'm telling you
No,
right now,
actually, facts. Like,
people
what's
call
your,
me golf.
what's
I'm
your-
like, video games are like very similar. I'm just telling you. But no, dude, I think we should do an in-person one. I think it'd be sick. One thing I would tell you, everyone's asking, is Cam Oliveira going to hear? He told me he's going to be on next one. He sent in the DMs. He better not be lying to me. You go bully him. But he says he's coming on. He's the last guy. I saw him on social media. Pretty sure he's legit. I want to hear what he says from his experience in wholesaling. I think I've seen his live calls. He's a pretty confident kid. I like what he does.
No, bro. Cam's a beast, bro. 1,000%.
Yeah, that's why I want to put him on.
Yeah, he has to be on here. He has a lot of game.
Dude, I think a mastermind, Avengers mastermind, be sick.
Yeah, we gotta do it.
I run event. I can run. I've run many events before, so I can run an event. I think it'd be sick.
So where you guys? So I know you, Zach. You're in Florida. I'm in
Where's an
Connecticut.
hour from me?
CT.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas.
Where
I'm
you
in
guys?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, so it seems
Florida.
yeah, it seems like Florida's the wave.
Yeah, Alex is in Florida too.
I would head down there to do something with you guys. For
Dude,
sure.
I think of Fort Lauderdale would be sick. You just rent out a big mansion and you just go crazy. Something for soup, you know.
Yeah, we gotta bring soup.
Or soup is allowed. But dude, it's pretty cool. You can rent out a mansion in Fort Lauderdale for like 15 grand or something. It's not too.
Yeah, we didn't get our refund. We didn't get our security deposit back from the Airbnb guy because of soup.
What do you do?
Nothing, man. He's just a guy. The guy was
Oh,
not.
so the dog wasn't supposed to be there?
I mean, yeah, but he's a service animal.
Yeah, but you have a lot of videos with him on there.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, me and Joe have a soft spot for dogs.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll say this: dogs have the most pure heart. I've never seen a dog do something maliciously mean on their own free will without being trained to do so. A cat, claw your eye out. Just
And they cost $3,000.
Toby's a ride, bro. I'm telling you. Toby's like I got like the dog breed of cats. That's
You
why
know
I
how
bought
many leads Toby is? That is so many leads, man. Come on.
I'm telling you right now. But I'm saying, guys, I think we've all become very successful just putting our heads down. And I think we all grew up in different ways. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I kind of know how I think I know more about how Joe grew up because of what he's posted and talking to him. I know how Max grew up. I'd love to kind of know like your background, Roy, real quick. How it's your background? Because like I know you had it with your buddy getting started, but like high school, like sports, not sports. Like how did you grow up, and what was your background that put you into wholesaling?
Yeah. So my mom is a hustler. Like she worked 3 jobs. So like she made it where I can't say that we were down bad at all. We definitely weren't like thriving or anything like that. But she always, if we needed new shoes or if we wanted to do something, she was going to provide for us because she already went through her time of having to live in the ghetto and struggle and stuff like that. So she's just like, my kids aren't going through that. So I went to throughout high school, I already knew I didn't want to be doing anything that had to do with the 9-to-5. Like that wasn't even in my vision at all. I started watching YouTube super young. I saw Phase Rain by the R8. I don't know if y'all remember that big moment on YouTube, right? It's like, whoa, a kid just bought a supercar. This is before all the 18-year-olds had supercars. Our Phase Rain was like the first one to do it. And I was just like, I want a supercar. How do I do it? So I was just like, I'm going to become a YouTuber. Got some success doing YouTube, made like $800 on like a parody music video. I get into high school, started getting C's.
You got to send me that. You got to text me that.
That's pretty cool. All right, say less. I was getting C's. My aunt takes away my computer. So I'm like, damn, all right, I can't make YouTube videos anymore. By the way, I had grown like super big on YouTube parodies and stuff like that. So then I found stock trading, lost all my money there, found drop shipping. I did $250,000 drop shipping when I was 17 years old. Shout out Ty Lopez. And I took that money, went into Facebook ads, blew it all. So now I'm in high school. I've rented I-8s for prom. I've tasted money. I bought Louis belts. I bought every single pair of Yeezys, and then I lost it all. And I had to do DoorDash straight out of high school. My parents gave me a gap year. They said 1 year, figure it out. After that year, you're going to community college. After that, I'm doing DoorDash, and I'm scrolling. And remember, my goal was to buy a car. So cars were like, if anybody had a car in a business model, you got my attention. First, I saw some random dude with a scat pack in wholesale real estate. I'm like, all right, if I see another person, another young person with a car, I'll hop in. And that's when Jacob Blank buys his I-8. Once I saw him buy his I-8, I was like, all right, let me figure out what he's doing. I look up wholesale real estate. Kong was like the one who educated me on it. Jerry really teach me how to like do the closing and talk to title companies and all that. Back in the day, Zach, we ain't have you. All we had was like something Gibbs, something Jamil Gibbs.
And legit, super legit. Love that guy.
Like
real estate investing, but that dude's a legit wholesaler. Love that guy.
That was all that was out back in the day. So I get into wholesale real estate, and then I closed my first deal for $10,000. It was an on market, and it was the first time I had $10,000 in my bank account. Instantly stopped doing DoorDash. Got a Spaces office that was like $500 a month, and just locked in with me and my friend, and we just made cold calls all the time. And just continue to learn and just be obsessed with this business. Going to the gym, listening to cold calls. Driving home, listening to cold calls. Listening to podcasts, listening to wins. Zach, I listened to every single testimony you posted with one of your clients or somebody you knew who won, mainly because I was trying to take their market, because you gave out that advice back in the day. You said, if anybody posts a check, take their market. So I would do that, and I would listen to what markets they were in.
Still, they're clear from the address on the check too.
Oh gosh. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I got into it, and now I'm here today.
Dude, I love that, man. That's so cool. It's cool knowing someone's background, because the reason I say that is because I didn't grow up like that. But here's the cool part: some kids watching it's like, oh my god, that's exactly how I grew up. Wow, it's like the car thing for you, but it's like how I grew up. Was it in Dallas? Yeah,
it was in Dallas. I grew up in Dallas.
That's cool.
And I, by the way, guys, like I was crushing it on TikTok and YouTube. Like I have one TikTok where I have like millions of views, like I'd say probably like 80+ million views. YouTube channel with like 60,000 subscribers with like a lot of views on there as well. If y'all couldn't tell, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I just ended up falling into wholesaling. But whenever I was able to find I can be on camera and I can do wholesale, it was over.
Dude, I love it, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I'm inspired by this, but I know we got to head out here. So I'll let everyone just kind of say their parting thoughts. I'll go first, so I'm not the last word. But guys, if you can see all of us become successful, and we're legitimately just trying to give you our best advice, just take what we say, get to work. There's no secret pill. There's no secret solution. There's no like crazy big program that's going to help. It's just going all in on believing in yourself. Everyone wants to go next.
Damn, I don't know if I can top that, but no, I mean, I'm just blessed to be here, blessed to be able to educate you guys. And I'm just been pretty much preaching this whole time. I'll just sort of summarize what we started with, guys. Wholesaling is not a job. It's a business. You got to treat it like a business. If you treat this like a 9-to-5, you're going to get the same results as a 9-to-5. You're now an entrepreneur. You got to start acting like an entrepreneur. That means if you want results, you need to what was my abbreviation? Anyways, you just need to start locking in and focusing, guys. Okay? I forget it. Anyways, it's been 2 hours.
111.
we got the 1111, right? You got to like just lock in, guys. You got 90 days. You got to choose the right market. You got to choose, the right marketing strategy. You got to choose the right deal type. You got to choose the right property type. Which is the right one, Max? It doesn't effing matter. The right one is the one you're going to do. So you choose one, do that for 90 days, get your first deal, and then reinvest that, guys. Start hiring employees, start buying really cool software, start doing that stuff, guys, and treat this like an actual don't treat this like a 9-to-5, treat this like an actual business, and you're going to get great results. Go for it, guys.
Go for it,
Joe. You want to go next?
Yeah, sure. At the end of the day, I come here to give you guys as much value as possible because it's mutually beneficial. I love doing deals with you guys, so I hope that you guys got as much game as I could give, and I'll continue to come here and do that because I believe what comes around goes around in this world we live in, and if I can just help you in any way I can, just reach out to me. You can reach out to us at Enterprises Elite on Instagram, or that's the best place. Just DM us there, and we'll start getting some more YouTube stuff up, like Zach is encouraging us to do. I also want to thank Zach for giving out so much value with this channel and this new series, and his audience. I really hope that you guys appreciate this stuff and you guys get value. We couldn't have done this without Zach, so definitely kudos to him. And I had fun. I really liked talking to you. I genuinely like talking to you guys. You guys are really cool people, and I think we have a lot of similarities. So I want to thank you guys as well for having this conversation. And I hope to talk to everybody here soon. If you guys are gonna send us a joint venture deal, just make sure you send us the DASI screenshot, DASI, and send us that with the pictures and the contract, and we'll get that done as long as it's a deal in that range that DASI gives you. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I want to piggyback off what he said. Zach, thank you for this. It's a blessing. And to anybody who's watching this, I was on the other side of the screen, just like, bro, how do I get on here? Like, how do I finally make it? And it worked out. Everything worked out. All the challenges, all the challenges and the late nights and the lost relationships and everything I had to sacrifice to get here, it all paid off. And Zach, we are so grateful for you. None of us would be here without you. I know that you already know that you're amazing, bro, but you have created multiple millionaires, whether you know that or not. You have changed millions of lives. You have introduced wholesale real estate to people who don't even know what this industry is. They all of my clients, I watch Zach. Bro, you are building, you're attributing to God's empire, and you're changing so many lives out there, Zach. So bro, keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for this opportunity. And for anybody who's just like, who should I watch? I have my own program, but bro, Zach's the GOAT. He loves you guys. He puts so much time and effort into putting out free content and free value for you guys. He's not going to come on here and plug himself, so I'm going to do it for him. Go look at freewholesaling.com.
There we go.
Free course, that's amazing, that teaches you everything that you need to know. And if you need that one-on-one support, then you have me, Joe, or Max to invest in. But start off with Zach, get the knowledge from there, and scale from there.
There we go. I love it. I think everyone on here, and then everyone we talked about, throughout the past couple episodes, right? The reason I brought you all is I've talked to most of you guys on the phone, and I could tell very fast when you talk to someone. I think I've talked to Max about this. You can tell that they're like, someone's about themselves, all about themselves. It's just like ego. None of us are really like that. But here's the cool part. I've noticed wholesalers under the age of 40 are all like that. Everyone over the age of 40, except for my dad, are like, they're not like, I'm a big shot. No one feels like they're a big shot, because our generation, we look at people like Grant Cardone. We look at people that are billionaires, and we don't think of ourselves bigger than other people. I'm telling you, these wholesalers over the age of 40, it's lots of egos, and I don't like that at all. And when I was starting out in wholesaling real estate, I reached out to all these people over 40 about, can you put me on, or can I at least talk to you and put you on? It's all like, I'm too good for you. I if you want to know, if you text me, I'll let you know. There's certain wholesaling influencers that I invited them on my channel, and they texted me, I have screenshots, I'm too big for you. And my views are like 6x. They literally told me, I'm too big for you. You're too small for me to even be on your channel. And that is just why I made New School, because these are the new school of wholesaling. We all want to help each other out, and we all want to lift each other up. And that's kind of the whole point. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
1,000%.
So,
Crush it.
next month, Cam better hop on.